attempt to fit these door rims in, it fits a gap. So if it's tight up here, and there's a gap all the way down here. Now some of that is the filleting down here, so I'm going to start there to get this gap closer. And I don't want to change the shape of the door opening, because then the door, it took so much time and effort to get to fit, is not going to be the same shape. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim down here at the bottom end where it's hitting the filleting of the number 3 and 4 panels, and start from there. Okay, the lower lip rim, door rim, right up to the seam, right up to the seam. It actually fits a lot better than the upper one does. There's just a little gap along here, little gap along here, and almost none on this side. So I don't think I'm going to mess with it too much. I'm just going to feather these two ends as they match up with the filleting. Yeah, that's perfect. That's nearly perfect. Clamp here, clamp here, clamp here, clamp here. There's all it'll take. Now I got to get the halo between these two pieces right. That's enough. Should be enough clamps. The glue is what holds it together. The clamping force is. It's not like wood glue. Basically, I have to cut this at an angle about like that. Sand it. The other side. So this one fits. Yeah, this one fits pretty good too. Just have to sand along the bottom edge here. That will feed this a little more. Okay, this one, you have to shave more of this away, shave the upper part, and down at the bottom here where it meets the filleting, that needs to be shaved too. So I'm sanding the edges here so that it fits with the filleting here and here. And then there's going to be a bit of a gap because this panel, the number 3 panels, have a rounded shape to them, and of course these are straight, and the book tells you just clamp it. But if I clamp it, the door is not going to fit the same because the door is taking the same shape as the housing or the shell of the camper. Turns out I had feathered this one enough, I don't need to trim it, not like the other side, and that's making good clearance. So I'm just beveling these so they fit with the fillet here, and I'll bevel the top so it fits with the fillet here, and the number 3 panel actually curves towards the front a little bit, so I will sand this edge of this so that it fits a little closer. That's it.
Hi.
Hi, so I've got this inner rim on the starboard side fitted, and you see this side has a little more gap than the other. I sanded through here and I sanded up here. This making contact here is making contact here. And if I just do what the manual tells you to do, to put a million clamps around this lip, it's going to change the shape of the door by 3/16. This moves a little bit, this moves a lot, and so the door isn't going to fit completely flush. This is the natural way it was when it was cut out, so hopefully, we'll see, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. If I only clamp it where it's making contact and the filleting is going to do the strength and the bonding, I think we'll be good. So basically 4 clamps. The rounded portion here needed to be beveled because the number 3 panel has curved to it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So just get this in, brings this gap in a little tighter. but it's nothing that the filleting can't fill in. So, okay, got the filleting on the edge. Put the bottom one is first, because the top one will sit with that.
You have a visitor. Who's that person?
It's Marissa, my daughter.
Oh, so that's basically just gonna hold the whole thing in? Or are you gonna put like screws or something?
No screws.
Oh.
The wood putty is gonna hold, or the filleting putty is gonna hold it in place. Okay, I've got the lower one fitted, just epoxy on the filleting material on the end. It'll fit around here. I actually ended up digging these a little deeper because I wasn't sure if something was going to squeeze in there. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will. So I made them a little deeper, and I'll run a stick through there before they harden. And it's just simple. Matter of applying the epoxy filleting. Got this all covered in epoxy. Make sure these gaps are filled. I removed all the clamps. The door frames are set in here pretty good. Just a little bumps here and there that need to be sanded off. Like right here, that was under a clamp. One here, another one under the clamp. So I'm going to go about sanding that. I already sanded the other side. I'll go around in a minute and check that out. The door frames have some gloppy epoxy that needs to be handled and trimmed, and the doors fit pretty good. Let me show you. We'll see once they're completely on, but I believe me doing the filleting into the jamb rather than clamping it tight is making the door really fit a lot better. So this side I've pretty much already rough sanded. I got some detail sanding to do in the cracks and stuff, but without the hinges on there, just hold it in place. Looks like the doors held their shape and the shape matches. And I went ahead and sanded the whole inside of the door, including the reinforcement and along the edges there where the seal is going to go. I think I said in an earlier video I might, or when I took, I don't know if Teresa's going to post it, but I might shave this off a little bit to be able to get a little wider area for the seal. Although it might be just easy enough to trim the seal around it. And then I had to sand this projection on this a little bit because it was interfering with the bump up here. There's another little glop that I gotta get taken care of, but all in time. So I'm happy with that. That's it for now. Inside I've sanded a bit, rounded the edges. Up in here on the top, I'm going to have to hand sand that because it's too tight for the sander. There's some glops here, up in the corners. I may refill that more neatly. It's kind of hard to fillet it with the clamps in place. Put some epoxy in between the two and sanded that flat. This one needs a little more sanding here. And then the other side, this one came out really good. Rounded the edges again. It's rough on top. That's going to have to be hand sanded. I forgot to mention the holes that go through for the wiring. Just to ensure that they were free, I took a drill bit and ran it through. And I ran it through. It's like not a quarter inch, probably 7/32 drill bit. And I ran it up in there and ran it up and down. And the flutes of the drill bit caught all the extra epoxy that squeezed in there. Got it out of both sides, on both sides of the opening. So that all worked out. It's free to, I probably am going to run the wires all the way down, But I might have a wire connection inside this box and then run another wire over here to something else over here. I haven't decided. That would make kind of neat. Yeah, later today, Teresa hasn't had much saw experience with the oscillating tool. So I'm gonna have her cut the opening out. We're just gonna run the saw blade up and trim on the inside. It's gonna be easy peasy. A great way to practice using the saw for Teresa, so that's what we're gonna do. Took care of those little lumps that were on the outer edge here. And there's some in here that are a little tight, but I can't get with the sander. And this is some of the lumps that were sticking up. I'll get those with the file and maybe some sandpaper, and here's a big lump. I have to trim that away. It's going a lot faster than I thought it would. I think I'm just getting used to sanding.